August 8th, 2023 regular meeting of the Hawthorne City Council is called to order at 6:06 p.m. Pastor George Magdalani will do the invocation today. And I'll ask Peggy to do the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pastor.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, staff, everyone. I have a scripture and then a brief prayer. The scripture's from Jeremiah 29:11, and it's God speaking through the prophet, and he says, "Surely I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Let's pray. Father God, we do acknowledge you this evening, and we do thank you for the hope that we have in you. And Lord God, I know that your love is great toward this city, toward the people of Hawthorne. We thank you for your constant care and attention and protection and blessing upon every citizen of this community. We want to bring everyone before you, Lord God, including our seniors. Pray that you bless them and keep them. Lord, our children, pray that you would bless the children from the time they're in their mother's womb to the time that they're launched out into adulthood. And Lord, tonight we remember those that you have raised up to protect and serve us and help us. We thank you for our awesome police department, fire department, and those that are in the medical community. We pray that you would protect them and help them as they protect and help us. We want to commit this meeting to you, Lord, and ask that you would just dispense your wisdom upon your servants, that they would make decisions that honor you, glorify you, and indeed benefit the people of Hawthorne. I personally pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Manning,
Here.
Councilmember Montero,
Present.
Councilmember Patterson,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Rice English,
Excused. She's excused.
and Mayor Vargas.
Present.
Okay, so everybody is present except for Mayor Pro Tem English, who is excused.
Our first item tonight is a presentation of Lori Gay, Neighborhood Housing Services. Councilmember Manning, this is a part of your presentation. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to have to reschedule.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. No problem. We'll gladly reschedule Lori Gay. Councilman Montero, you have a second presentation on your K-9 fundraiser dinner check presentation, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do it over there at the other side, okay?
Do what you got to do. Yes, absolutely.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, staff, and it's my friend over here, and my citizens of Hawthorne, and my friends from the police department, especially K-9, welcome. First, I want to say that I want to thank all the Hawthorne residents who came on May 19th to eat dinner with us at the Hawthorne Memorial Center to raise money for the K-9 dinner on behalf of the Hawthorne President's Council and all those who donate to the cause. We raised $15,000 that I'm going to present to the K-9 unit and the chief on behalf of the Hawthorne President's Council. And so we know that the people of Hawthorne love Hawthorne Police Department, especially the K-9, and has done an outstanding job. And my hat goes off to you, all of you. So congratulations.
On behalf of the Hawthorne Police Department and definitely our K-9 program, I can't thank the President's Council enough for their unwavering support to help us keep one of the South Bay's premier K-9 programs up and running for an extended period of time. We're talking well over a decade at this point in time. Quick introduction for the stars of the show that are standing behind me. I have Officer Dolan standing behind me and his canine partner, Hannibal, who is, as you could tell, a bloodhound, and he helps us with tracking down walkaways from some of our assisted living facilities and missing persons. So this is a unique opportunity and expansion of our traditional patrol canine program. And behind him is one of our senior canine handlers, Officer Cunningham. Some of you might remember him from receiving multiple life-saving awards earlier this year at the South Bay Police Fire Foundation Medal of Valor, and his partner is Mattis, and Mattis is a traditional patrol canine, so he helps us with tracking down and apprehending some of our more violent bad personnel or bad people in the city. So again, thank you to the President's Council, and thank you for your support.
All right, thank you. Okay, picture time. Okay, don't go anywhere, Chief. Come on, don't be shy. I have to give you this check right here. So come on, guys.
Wherever you want to go. Why don't you just come on, y'all?
Are you ready for the picture?
Everybody's missing today, huh?
It's a light day.
You good? You sure? Okay, thank you. Let's give him a big round of applause. And let's give another round of applause to our colleague, Councilman Montero, for organizing such a great event.
The kudos goes to the people of Hawthorne for donating, so thank you.
Excellent. Madam Clerk, please read the guidelines for oral communications.
Pursuant to Government Code Section 54954.3, all remarks should be addressed to the City Council as a body and not to any individual council member. During oral communications, speakers shall have 3 minutes to state their business. The Brown Act prohibits the City Council from providing a detailed response or acting upon any items not contained on the agenda. The governing bodies as a body shall have the discretion at the close of oral communications to refer any remarks to the City Manager for study, investigation, report, and/or recommendation.
All right, do we have any cards? Anybody wishing to speak? You want to speak?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Good afternoon, council members and community of Hawthorne. My name is Gary Tomatani. I'm grateful to be the police chief of the finest police department here in the South Bay. And we have a little project and presentation for the council today. At last month during one of the council meetings, Councilmember Patterson made mention that the police department has a lot of personnel that do a fantastic job day in and day out, and they're just kind of behind the scenes. And he's had an opportunity to meet some of these fine people, and we're trying to figure out a way that we could get them out into the forefront to explain to the city and to the residents exactly what it is and the service and the value that the police department provides. So, in like all good things, I had to ask my partners at Hawthorne City TV, cable TV, HCTV, to help us, and we're going to try and do one of these things at least every 3 months to introduce the city to a specific portion of the police department in the hopes that everybody who's watching the council meeting can see. So if you'll direct yourselves to the monitor, this is the first segment.
I'm Sergeant Raul Espinoza, and I'm the supervisor for the Hawthorne Jail. The jail is a place where we take care of inmates until they're ready to go to court or they get released on a citation. A jailer is just as important as an officer in the field because the officer has the initial contact with the arrestee. When the arrestee gets brought here to the police department, the jailer takes care of that inmate and is in charge of processing that inmate. We have 12 jailers, and that covers our graveyard and our day shift. My staff is awesome. They get here on time, they work hard, They make my job really easy. They care about the inmates, they care about the officers, they care about the other agencies that we provide services for. So they do a really, really good job. You have to care because these people are human beings, right? So they're in our facility. We got to make sure they get treated fairly, got to make sure they get all their needs met, because that's what our job is. Our job is to service the community, and just because they're under arrest or in custody doesn't mean they're not a part of the community. They still are, they're just in custody.
Hi, my name is Ida Lewis, and I'm a jailer with the Hawthorne Police Department. Now come on in, let me show you around. This is where the inmates come in. The officers bring the inmates in for searching and booking. First, the officer will do their initial search, then the jailer will do the secondary search. After the inmate is searched thoroughly, they're placed in a holding cell where they will wait for us to book in, process their paperwork, take them out, and then fingerprint them. All right, this is our sobering cells, where when we have individuals that come in that are intoxicated, this cell helps them sober up. And then right over here, we have our safety cell. This is where individuals are brought in who may be an danger to themselves or others. After placing them in the cell, it's our job to monitor them, check on them every hour. We feed them, offer them any type of medical if needed. They also have access to a phone inside the cell. Working in the jail, you're dealing with all types of individuals that come in. You're learning how to de-escalate situations. You're learning how to find solutions, and just learning how to make the proper decisions when it comes down to resolving a situation. The most challenging aspect of my job is dealing with the different individuals that come in, because we never know what we're going to encounter. The best part as a jailer is knowing that my partners, my supervisors, officers, they all care about us equally. I look at this department as a family. I look forward to coming to work every single day. In my current assignment, I can't go out in the field and talk to the victim, but what I can do is make sure that the perpetrator is processed and brought to justice.
So again, thank you very much for your time and for allowing us to introduce some of the superstars behind the scenes at the police department to the Hawthorne community. And we hope to have another portion of our police department or organization to present to the city council and to the people of Hawthorne within the next couple of months. And last one, a second thanks again to HCTV for doing a lot of the heavy lifting for us on this project. Thank you.
Through the chair. Hey, Chief, I have to say, great idea. I love it.
Happy to be here.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially to see all this beautiful image, and then our jail looks like pink and span.
Yeah, what people don't realize is our jail gets inspected by the LA County Health Department, just like we're a restaurant, because we're serving meals there. So the standard's
Beautiful.
actually pretty high.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. So this is a great idea, and I think kudos to you and to the cable TV to put that together, because even those images, it looks like a very high definition. So fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow, that was wonderful. I love to see that. Man, I appreciate that. Really do. And I guess it's been a long time coming, right? It's been a long time coming. So very happy to see that. And thanks to our fabulous TV station doing great work and continue to showcase other parts of our city and what we do. So thank you, Chief, and thank you to all of the people behind the scenes that are doing the work. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Through the chair. So looking at that video, it makes me really appreciate the work that our jailers do. And anytime I hear the stories of what our police officers do, I appreciate it, because I know it's something that I don't think I could do. I don't think I have what it takes to operate in that environment on a day-to-day basis, and it's something that our community needs, and I appreciate it. Also, looking at the video, it definitely encourages me to make sure I don't do anything wrong, because that does not look like a fun place to be. I mean, as a detainee, I remember taking a tour of the police department before and seeing those facilities, and it is like concrete, wall to wall, and seats and everything. I don't see any kind of comfort there. So, obviously not that it should be, but just looking at jails make me say, I'm gonna make sure I do everything that I'm supposed to be doing. But thanks a lot for coming and sharing some more of the stories of our police department. I know there's so many aspects of the department that the community is yet to learn about, so I look forward to hearing about it.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Kudos from me too. Great job. I really like the crystal clear image and a good description of what the jailers do. Of course, there's other areas that we'd like to see, keeping security in mind, for each of those individuals, right? But I just liked what the one jailer said, the young lady, about how she can't go out and impact those who are victims, but they can take care of the other side of the equation, the perpetrators.
Absolutely.
And make sure that we restore them back to the right path.
Thank you, sir.
So
Appreciate
thank
it.
you. Awesome. Anybody else wishing to speak? If not, I declare oral communications close ordered. Madam Clerk?
Mr. Mayor, I have five items on the consent calendar. They are items 3 through 7 for your consideration and approval. Item 3, approval of waiver of full readings of resolutions and/or ordinances on tonight's agenda. Item 4, City Treasurer requests approval of the warrants for August 8th, 2023. Item 5, approval of City Council minutes for the regular meeting of June 13th, 2023. Item 6, resolution number 8426, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, approving budget allocations for specified elected officials for the 2023-2024 fiscal year. Item 7, resolution number 8425, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Hawthorne, California, authorizing the application for grant funding under the Transformative Climate Communities Program as administered by the Strategic Growth Council for adoption.
I move.
Second.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and council voting yes.
Let's take a quick look. We have a bid opening. Please proceed with that. Item 8.
Okay, item 8, now is the time and place to declare publicly received sealed bids for Betty Ainsworth Gymnasium Roof Replacement, Project 23-03. There were 3 bids received, all were accompanied by bidder's bond. The prices are as follows. AIM Builders, Inc., DBA AIM Roofing, $1,125,000. Best Contractor Services, Inc., $786,824. Southland Roofing, Inc., $800,000.
Okay. Anybody want to make a I'll make the motion to refer the bids to staff for study and recommendation.
Second.
Please vote.
Vote reflects mayor and council voting yes.
Item 9, general matters. Madam Clerk, item 9, please.
Item 9, City of Hawthorne fiscal year 2022-2023 special event budget report. Recommended motion, staff recommends that the City Council receive and file the City of Hawthorne fiscal year 2022-2023 special event budget report.
Through the chair.
Yes.
So I had asked the city manager to put together this report a couple meetings ago, and glad that he did. I'm a big believer of understanding the numbers of an organization and understanding the finances, and when it comes to any of our expenditures, kind of knowing, the income and expenses. It tells you a great story. And I didn't count all the events. We had a number of events for the last fiscal year. The total amount that was expended by the city was $254,000 and some change. We were reimbursed through, collection of monies, donations, or whatnot, $128,700. So it was a net kind of cost to the city of a little over $125,000, which I think is kind of reasonable for all the different great events that we've done throughout the community over the last fiscal year. One of the things that stood out was while some events are new, some events were a little bit more established. Some were a little bit more successful than others, and I just kind of want to give kudos to a few of the events. There was the Operation Gobble. I think we bring in more than we expend on that particular event. Earth Day as well. I think that event we break even, or we maybe bring in more than we expend on that particular event as well. And I'm kind of trying to pull it up as we speak. And then also, some events, are successful just based on the turnout. Like we had National Night Out the other day, and it was just a great turnout. People loved it. It was a tremendous event. I think it's probably one of our favorite events in the community. And I know the mayor had a jumper event recently that I didn't have a chance to make it out to, but it was, I heard, was well attended and everybody loved it. And so, I think these are kind of ways to identify the success of events, not just the economic impact, but also how much it reaches the community. But just want to encourage the community to kind of go through this particular report and kind of see all the different events that that the city puts on for your benefit, and really understand how much money and resources goes to put these events together, and as well as, of course, I'm sure the council looked at it as well. But thanks a lot, Vaughn.
Through the chair.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say, thank you, Vaughn, city manager, and the finance to put that report together. It was an eye-opener to see all of those, because it's a lot of events that the city is putting together. And I know it's week after week, and the staff, I have to commend all the staff that come on those Saturdays to work to put those events together, especially, the multicultural festival that we do in September. And I encourage my colleagues to look at that list, and please, 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 sometimes it's good to combine and consolidate some of the event. So we don't have to reinvent the wheels, right? Or try to outstage each other, because all these events that we do is for the city of Hawthorne. I don't do events for Montero. I do it for the city, on behalf of the city, and then for all of us to get the credit that we deserve here. So I would say, because we already have the Multicultural Festival, that is basically a music festival that we do from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's a diversity, show our culture, because, Hawthorne is a very diverse community. So I would say that think about, look at that report, because it's thousands of dollars that we pay, especially in overtime. So we don't need to have 3, 4, or 5 music festivals. So I would say, please, combine those events, or, at least have a conscience and not be asking for more event on top of the event, because I remember less than a decade ago, the city got in trouble because of so many events that was costing a lot of overtime. And that's what, some people came and complained. I was on the other side of this dais. So think about it, because it's a very long list. And believe it or not, some cities, the council members do not put events. It's the city who put events together. They have a calendar, they plan that. So let's have a debate that we don't need to be showing, making events just to put our name out there, because you're already an elected official, you're out there, we're here, and all these events, It's for the city of Hawthorne, for the people to enjoy, and for all of us to say thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'll stop there.
I make a motion to accept the report.
Second.
Yeah. Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and council voting yes.
Next, we have the city manager's consent calendar. Madam Clerk, the agenda reflects you have items 10 through 14 on the city manager's consent calendar. Please proceed by introducing each item into the record except for item 13, which has a presentation so that we can vote on it separately and we can hear the presentation.
Item 10, progress payment number 1 in the amount of $334,423.56 due to Alacnor Belco Electric of Chino, California for Hawthorne Boulevard Mobility Improvement Project, Phase 2, Project 23-01. Item 11, agreement between the City of Hawthorne and Complete Plus and Eddings Brothers, Inc. for supply and parts services on an as-needed basis. Item 12, agreement between the City of Hawthorne and Merrimack Energy Group to provide bulk fuel services on an as-needed basis. Item 14, agreement between the City of Hawthorne and Parkhouse Tires, Inc. and Southern Tires Mart, LCC, for tire services on an as-needed basis. Mr. Mayor, that concludes the city manager's consent calendar. May I have a motion to approve items 10, 11, 12, and 14?
I make a
move-
motion.
Second.
Please vote.
And the vote reflects mayor and council voting yes.
City manager, item 13, can you introduce that, please?
Yes, thank you. Good evening. Tonight, item 13, we have a presentation from HDL, Ken Duran. He's going to give a brief overview of the ARPA spending, which they're overseeing for the city of Hawthorne. There should be a copy of the presentation at your desk, or does everyone have a copy? Okay. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Ken Duran. Thank you.
Thank you,
Before
Mr.
you do that, could you just read the resolution just so people can hear what it's about?
Or consent calendar.
And item 13, American Rescue Plan Act, Economic Development Programs Update and Approval of an Amendment to the Consulting Services Agreement, Services with HDL Companies.
Please proceed, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, members of the council, it's my pleasure to be before you again to give one of our periodic updates on the American Rescue Plan Act business assistance programs that our company has been working with the city staff on for over a year and a half now, providing business assistance to businesses in your community. There are 3 programs that I'd like to highlight tonight. The first one that we launched several months ago was the Community e-gift card program. And as of today, we have 24 businesses that are participating as merchants in that program. There are 203 cards that have been purchased by members of your community, and they receive a bonus gift card with that purchase. And there have been $4,310 in redemptions at your local businesses. Within the last couple of months, we kind of relaunched a new marketing effort to try and encourage more businesses to participate in the program and get more of your residents to purchase cards. We sent out some new press releases. We added some digital billboard advertising throughout your community. We updated some flyers that were placed on your website and are available for your community. There has been an uptick in some new activity in that program, so that program continues to be viable, and we will continue to work with your city staff on marketing that program. The next 2 programs are programs that we have been working on and have been in the works for quite some time, and we just actually launched those within the last couple of weeks. The first is a business assistant grant program. This provides grants to your local businesses in the amount of $5,000 per business, and there are a number of categories that they can use those funds for to assist them with their businesses. Some of those include grants for their retention of their employees or training of employees, grants for applications for other assistance programs that they might be eligible for, and marketing assistance grants, as well as grants for financial management for businesses who may need some assistance on managing their finances for their business. The information on the slide that I've presented is actually 2 days out of date. And so I'm going to give you up-to-date information because this is changing daily. We actually have 19 businesses now who have applied for grants under this program. 4 of those have been for employee retention grants, 10 for assistance with grant writing applications, 5 for marketing assistance, and 1 for financial planning. So the application period, as I said, opened 2 weeks ago. It closes in another 2 weeks, so we're reviewing the grant applications now, and we'll be reviewing those, vetting them, and be announcing those grants to the businesses that we awarded those grants. As it stands, and some of these grants have not been fully completed because there's some backup paperwork, and so we're assisting those businesses on filling out the rest of the grant information. So as it stands now, there may be more applicants than you have grant funding for. So if that's the case, then we'll take a look at that and see if we want to reallocate or recommend reallocating some of those funds to you. But we were very pleased with the response that we received so far. By the way, the third-party contractors that will actually be providing the service to these businesses, one is the South Bay Workforce Investment Board. They will be providing some of the business assistance programs, so they'll do individualized counseling with the businesses that need that assistance. And the other is a marketing firm named Trepepi Smith, who the city is currently under contract with for some other marketing services for the city. And for those who are looking for marketing assistance, they will be providing that one-on-one consultation with the businesses that apply for those grants. The next program is a rental assistance program. We realized when we did our survey with your employees and your employers in your community that there are a number of businesses that fell behind in their rent. And so one of the programs that we are offering is $5,000 grants for businesses to pay back a portion or if not all of the rent that they're in arrears on. And so far we have one applicant who's applied for that grant program. We are working with that one applicant because there is an agreement that the landlord has to agree to be a participant of this program. So we're working with that one applicant on that aspect of the application process, and hopefully we'll get some other businesses who apply for that particular grant funding. So that's an update. It's really exciting because I know some of these programs have been in the works for a couple of months, and it's exciting to be able to launch them and actually be able to get the money in the hands of the businesses that need that assistance. So that's the update we have on those 3 programs. The second part of the presentation is that as we are implementing these programs, the contract with our group, HDL Companies, we're recommending an amendment to add additional funds so that we can continue to assist the city on the marketing and implementation of those grant programs. So the amendment would be for an additional $25,000 to our initial agreement to allow us to continue to assist the city with these programs. So that's my presentation. Be happy to answer any questions regarding the programs or the amendment to the agreement.
To the chair.
Yes.
I'd like to ask you, last time you came, there was a number, I believe you said it was 26, but I don't want to overstep. Can you tell me the last time, how many people applied before, and then how many people have applied since you were last here?
As I said, for the business assistance programs, that application process didn't start until July 17th. So that was after the last time I presented to you. So the application hadn't been opened up at that point. We did have an interest list. I think maybe that's what you're referring to, of people who'd expressed interest. And many of the people that have applied were ones that were on that initial interest list. I don't have the exact number.
Okay, because I was just trying to understand. I believe the number that you mentioned previously for the program was low in terms of people applying. So I was just trying to understand from the last time up until now, you say it was an uptick, and so I was just trying to get to what that uptick number was or percentage.
Yeah. So again, on the business assistance programs, we hadn't opened up the application. We just were accepting an interest list.
Okay.
And so once we opened up the application, that's when we got the number that I mentioned, the 19 businesses that have currently applied. I think when I talked about the uptick, that was in the gift card program.
Okay.
And that was businesses that are actually signed up to be merchants in that program. And to be honest, I don't remember the number that we had
Okay.
when I was here last time, a
Okay.
couple of months ago. But there's definitely been an increase in the number of businesses since I was last here.
Okay. And then the other question I had was, is there a possibility that on your presentation you can put the website of where folks can go to apply for the business assistant grants?
Yeah, it's actually on the city's website. So if they go to the City of Hawthorne's website, there is a portal that connects them directly to the application process. So if they can go under business assistance programs, and it'll direct them directly. And then our staff is actually accepting the applications, reviewing them, and they can contact our staff directly if they need assistance in filling out the application or if they have questions about the process. But the best way for them to access the information is to go directly to the City of Hawthorne's website.
Okay. Thank you.
Through the chair. Thank you, Mr. Ken, for coming in tonight. Great report. I'm glad to see that people are applying for those business grants. And congratulations on the 300 people that received those gift cards, right? And I think it's a great partnership between your company and South Bay Web, right? Because they started to promote that into different events that we went out there in the community. So thank you for partnering with South Bay Web to make this happen. And I'm glad to see that people are taking advantage because they shop in Hawthorne, right? So, and it's a good thing. And I definitely agree that if we have more people applying for those grants, come back to us because I'm willing to give more money to the program so we can maybe satisfy all those that submit a valid application for any type of these grants that we, the 4 categories, right? And since, I believe, HDL has done an outstanding job with the housing department, housing director, Kimberly Mack right there, and the staff. So I do support the contract amendment for the $25,000. So I would make a motion for that, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Please vote.
The vote reflects mayor and council voting yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Duran.
My
Appreciate it.
pleasure. So look forward to reporting back to you some more good news next time we meet.
Yes, thank you. And this is what it's all about. We have to give back to our community to make sure the business, they can flourish after this pandemic, right? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, next we have city council discussion action items. Councilmember,
I said already?
yeah.
Oh,
Councilmember Patterson, you have item 15.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a quick kind of question to pose to the council. Don't have a particular recommendation, but just looking at the report that staff put together, as far as what we spent on events last year, it looked like we netted out of our pocket was about $125,000 that the city spent on events. Looked like it was about 26 events, and I think Mr. Montero made a good point that we have events probably average, I guess, 3 a month.
Sometimes 4. 4 weeks.
Sometimes 4. And I thought it may be a good idea to ask, do we want to create a budget of how much we want to spend on community events on an annual basis? And that way we can use that total budget to kind of evaluate new events, if we want to merge events, or just, and just make sure that number doesn't, whatever the number that we may choose, that it doesn't get away from us. So just a question.
To the chair.
Yeah.
I asked that we table this because we have one of our colleagues missing, and so I would want her to have her opinion on this as well.
It's fine with me.
It's fine with me.
Mr. City Manager, can we bring this back to the next council meeting?
Absolutely. So directions that we will bring this back to the second meeting in August. Absolutely. Noted.
Okay, I'm kind of opposed to even considering this. I want to take that request up for a vote. Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to be voting no. I think this is not a good idea. Okay? So I make a motion not to bring this item back. Do I have a second? I need a second.
Second.
Okay. So the motion is not to bring this item back for a vote. Please vote. So yes is that we won't bring it back, correct, Mr. City Attorney?
Yes, correct.
Okay, I'll be voting yes.
The vote reflects Councilmember Manning and Mayor Vargas voting yes, and Councilmember Patterson and Councilmember Montero voting no.
Elected officials reports
So
and
what is the
recommendations.
result? So will we be bringing this back then, the next meeting? Because the no vote didn't pass.
Yeah, it is an impasse. I'm back.
And this was your suggestion. Like, I don't
Well,
care.
you know, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what we're discussing.
Basically,
The question is, do we want to create a budget for what the city spends on community events? And that's just a question. If the council doesn't want to create a budget, doesn't want to have any kind of financial accountability, and when it comes to event expenditures, that's fine too. It's just was a question.
I think we're good. Elected officials reports recommendations. Ms. City Treasurer?
Good evening, everyone. I just want to say thank you to coming out tonight. I want to recognize that I had a great time at National Night Out. It's always good to be out at community events and enjoy the good weather and the people. I really enjoyed myself. Kudos to city staff that was there on their time. Let's see. On July 29th, the Chemical Guys, located at 2851 West 120th, hosted a Rides and Coffee. It was a really good event. It also helped to promote small business over there on the plaza on 120th. They are said to do Rides and Coffee once a month. I believe that's the last Saturday of the month. But it was a really great event to be out there communing with everyone and supporting all the little small businesses over there. Chemical Guys, the new wing restaurant, and Starbucks and Robex, and all the other places over there in that area. So it's really nice. I would like to encourage y'all to come out. Like I said, it's the last Saturday of the month, of each month so far. Let's see. I'd like to thank Council Patterson for offering part of his donation stipend so that the city treasurer's office can donate to nonprofits. While I am thankful, I have to decline that offer. Nonprofits that I tend to support aren't on the approved list. So, of course, as I previously stated, it's just my feeling the city treasurer should have its own stipend. And it's unfortunate council failed to realize the impact of that decision. But with that being said, everyone have a good evening, and glad you all came. Thank you.
Do you have anything from the city clerk's office that you need to tell us?
Just the produce.
Okay. Juan, anything? She's a lead. I'm so sorry. So the produce giveaway?
Yeah, the produce giveaway will be this Saturday at 9 a.m. and it lasts until all the produce is distributed.
That's the event hosted by the city clerk, right? Okay. Thank you. Councilmember Montero, por favor.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Again, good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming, especially the public, those who are listening at home. Thank you, staff, for this whole month of July. It was a lot of things going on, from movies in the park and some et cetera, et cetera. And like the city treasurer said, the National Night Out on August 1st was fantastic. That is what I have to say. Our police department, especially the community relation department over there, that has been doing an outstanding job going out to the community and put all these events, not just the National Night Out, but also the movies in the park, coffees with the cup. So it's outstanding, our police department, what they do. And we have begun to see this relationship with our community growing and growing and growing. And more we see more people coming into those events. So thank you, Chief. Thank you, the whole police department, and all the staff at City of Hawthorne, because I know it takes a collective effort, from the police department, public works, parks and recs, community service, the cable, and almost all the departments were there. So thank you very much for that. I have to say that the code enforcement has been very busy. Thank you for the report, Mr. City Manager. One thing I want to congratulate the South Bay WIP, South Bay Workforce Investors Board. They're going to get an award for being a high performance board. In the South Bay Workforce Investment Board, how Jen Vogel does an outstanding job, putting people to work, transition to work, training. So he's been doing an outstanding job, and they're going to be one of the high performers South Bay WIPs in California. So congratulations on that. Again, I want to congratulate the chief, Ms. Gary Tamatami. Yesterday, he has a meet and greet over there with the Business Connect across the street at the Marriott. And he was being so shy and say that he doesn't know nothing about business. But he shined last night. He did an outstanding job. Even I learned some stuff that I didn't know the police has been doing, helping our business community. So, Chief, my hat goes off to you. You did outstanding job, and I was glad to see some business people were there talking to you, talking to Officer Iris and Kimberly Mack about all the programs that we have to offer from the business perspective, the facade improvement, the rental assistance, et cetera, et cetera. So, and the chief explained how the Hawthorne PD can help the business improve themselves, their image even, how to set up the business so they can be more visible, more open, and more accessible to our departments, especially with the police, with the connection of the business. So, and like he said, to prevent crimes to happen. So that's the key, to prevent crime. So thank you, Chief. Well done. On July 29, I went to a marine survey vessel ocean tour for the sanitation district, and they went to show us where all the pipe goes from, always from Santa Clarita Valley all the way down to San Pedro and to the ocean. So they went to show us the pipes, how the marine life still very healthy, the environment is healthy, how this discharge. And I learned something, and they want all residents to know. The toilets is only for 3 Ps. You know what 3 Ps mean? Paper, pee, and poop. Because some of these companies now has those wipes that is more hygienic, but it's not dissolving. So I have pictures here, and I'm going to ask for this picture to go on our website, because they want all the cities. Because I represent the mayor on the Sanitation District Board, that is LA, South Bay, and District 5. So it's about almost 80 cities. So they are telling us, please tell your constituent not to put the wipes in the toilet. because they're not dissolving. Okay, and it causes trouble. So they are working with the wipes company to make sure that they're going to create a new type of wipes, and they're going to have a label that will be green to say this is safe to put in the toilet. So remember, the 3 Ps. Okay, do not put the wipes inside your toilet because it's causing trouble. Okay, so that's the message from the sanitation district. The school's going to start on August 21st. The Hawthorne School District and most of the schools are going to be back to school. So the castle, the preschool, the castle at the Jim Thorpe Park on Cordary is free preschool for 3 and 4-year-olds. You can take your kid over there. There is 2 sessions, AM and a PM, and it's free. The parents don't pay a dime, okay? So I have a lot of slot there. So send your kids to the preschool, and it's a beautiful castle, right? That's a Jim Thorpe Park. And I want, of course, promote the Wolf Fest 2023 that is on September 16, and got our flyers out there. It's on social media. So enjoy, because we're going to have 6 different live music, different bands, different singers. So it's going to be a cultural event that will have food trucks, arts and craft, dancers, and a lot of things to celebrate our diversity in Hawthorne. And I was just passing a card for Miss Patricia Donaldson, the president of the chamber, Hawthorne Chamber, because she did have an accident, and then she had to go to spine surgery, and she have gone from the Centinela to Little Company of Mary, and now she's at the private hospital in Torrance, because I want you guys to pray for her, because she's been in ICU for almost 2 months now. So she's not healing well. So I want us to sign this card so I can deliver it to over there. Because, Pat Donaldson, she has been an ordained minister. She have done a lot of things for this community for more than 40 years. So we owe a gratitude of that to her. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good night.
That would be you, right? Councilwoman Manning.
Thank you. Wanted to say what a great presentation of the police department and behind the scenes. I really appreciate that. Just wanted to reiterate that again. Also, I enjoyed myself at National Night Out. It was a lot of fun, and bring back memories when I used to do National Night Out back in the day. I don't want to age myself, so. Also, just wanted to say that I am very grateful for our staff who tirelessly work. Every event that I attend, they are out there working. And, our staff and our city manager and our police department. And I can never say thank you. Is not enough in terms of the time that you guys give. So I want you to know how much I truly appreciate giving up your weekends to come and participate in the events that the city have. I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, that is it for me tonight.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
Councilmember Patterson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to thank the community for coming out and participating in the process, listening to everything that's happening today, and making your voices heard whenever necessary. I want to thank staff for all your hard work, the police department as well for your contribution to the community. So and as well as our fire department, even though it's the LA County Fire, they work. I hear their fire engines outside my window quite often. So I'm glad that they're there to provide support to our community. I had some great times over these last few weeks at community events, We had National Night Out, which was a great event. It was very well attended, and it was a great opportunity for the community to engage with our police department, and as well as engage with each other. I want to thank the chief for supporting our Business Connect. Economic development is, I think, the forefront of everybody's priorities here in the council. So anything we can do to help support our business community, I'm always excited to do so. Mr. City Manager, I have a couple things, I guess a couple directives I want to ask of you. One, I want to look at commissioner attendance. I'm been given the impression that not all our commissioners make it to all the commission meetings, or the ones that have been appointed that are active, and any commissioners that might have any excess absences, if you can kind of communicate to them and see if this is something they still have an interest in doing, and inform them of whatever the ordinance says about attendance policy as far as our commission is concerned. And then could you bring back to the next council meeting discussion to discuss city event budgeting? And that's it.
That's it? All right. So I also want to join my council colleagues on wishing Patricia Donaldson a quick recuperation. I know she's been out for like about a couple of months already, so it's kind of been a little bit too long. So I really want to make sure that she's okay. So everybody just make sure you keep her in prayer so she can just get back on her feet. Then I also want to say kudos to all those who went into organizing the National Night Out and all those who attended. It was great seeing everybody out there happy, just mingling. It was all about mingling and making sure that you would be able to network with your fellow residents here in the city of Hawthorne. And letting the bad guys know that we own the streets, not them. So kudos to our police department for being a key organizer in that effort. The city treasurer, I understand your concern, and I want to send a quick message to you. And it's a positive one. I think just like your counterpart here, the city clerk has an event giving out food. If you come up with some type of event, I'm pretty sure that the rest of my council colleagues and I'm hoping would be willing to support any effort that you want to do coming out of your office with regards to an event. So if you could think of something that would you could call a signature event that you spearhead, please let us know so we can have a focused support on you. Okay? Is that okay? All right. Awesome. I am the main delegate for the Independent Cities Association. So I was in San Diego a week and a half ago. And one of the key things that we heard was from DA George Gascon. I know there's a sort of controversy. People are saying, his ideas, are they good for the county? Are they bad for the county? Well, we got to hear firsthand what his thinking was. So I think you'd be surprised if you heard him speak and hear his reasoning that some of the ideas make sense. Of course, others are still questionable. I have to agree, there's stuff, but for the most part, there's a sense to what he's saying on some of his things. So it was a great opportunity just to hear from the man as to what his thought process was, as I said. So apart from that, we had economic development seminars. We had a city council meeting, decorum session as well. So there was many things. So as the main delegate, that's my responsibility to attend these conferences. There's a delegate for the Cal Cities here from our group. So that person is able to go to the necessary conferences. Did I say the League of California Cities, and any other event that you are a delegate, you have the full sponsorship already established and support to be able to go and do that. So just take that already as is. Southern California Edison, I have a concern as to their retrofitting of the some of the power poles, etc. I know there's upgrades, but it can't take like 2 or 3 weeks for them to just dig a hole and leave things in the ground and not move and just replace things as needed. I've received calls from people, like at least 3 or 4 different people who have contacted me. Imagine there's more. If I got 3 or 4 people calling me, that must be something going wrong, where they're either not notified or it's just taking too long. It just we don't. Even if they were letting us know that they were going to turn the lights off, I mean, having it last so darn long and so many times, I think it's problematic. I did speak with Akbar, and he did explain to me, what was going on. But still, I think they need to treat us with some respect. What are other neighborhoods, like other fancier neighborhoods, are gonna get like that, 2 or 3 day turnaround, and we're like the stepchild or something in the whole hierarchy of cities. No, I think we need to push back and have them speak to us. The reason I know it's a problem is because I received a survey about recent operations that Southern California Edison had, and sounds like they're concerned that they got a lot of feedback themselves. So I think there's an issue. Akbar, could you just a brief report at the next meeting, sir? Or maybe even bring somebody, a representative, so that we could talk to them, please? Yeah, let's itemize that on the agenda. Awesome, thank you. I received a message from a apartment complex owner, and he brought to my attention something that we do know and I think we need to tackle, which is the S&P liquor situation. Loitering, littering, trash, other things on the floor, if you know what I mean, when people park their cars. Let's just leave it like that. Bottles of booze, etc. Dirty parking lots, because people are drinking and spilling their wine and everything. I mean, we need to have a different standard. And I think we always turn and make excuses and say that, oh, the state doesn't let us do this, they don't let us pursue. I think it's time that we just start enacting local ordinances. And if the state's going to come and challenge it, go ahead, be my guest. But we need to start enacting local ordinances that give us some power on telling these people, you just can't hang out and drink. I mean, gentlemen, here's with this child. He's walking up there, and there's people are doing things that they're not supposed to in the parking lot, and they're just hanging out.
You speak on that, and I done came in here half a dozen times and spoke to you about other things.
Absolutely. Okay.
Never spoke on
All right, sir, I'm just making a comment. You
Don't exclude me because you're picking and choosing on what you
all right,
want to make
sir, I'm going to ask you one more time. Please don't disrupt. Okay? You'll have your opportunity at the next meeting to come up again if you want to repeat what you've been saying. Not a problem. Okay. And so that's a problem for any of our, residents who are walking and feeling safe. And so we just can't have that happen. So Chief and the City Attorney's Office, I want you guys to revisit that. Take a look at the situation. Tell us what we can do. And as my colleague has said, I want to see, not that we can do, how can we do it? So how can we achieve something so that's safe? If it becomes a nuisance, I mean, there's cities that are able to shut down liquor stores for various reasons. If this is one of them, we need to look at it. Just like motels have been shut down, just like other liquor stores have already, or make it very uncomfortable for the liquor store owners. Okay? Please. What could we do with respect to that, Mr. City Manager, so we could have like a specific deadline on a deliverable for that?
Which item is that, sir?
S&P Liquor, looking at their situation.
Well, I thought you were going to have the city attorney and chief look into that.
Oh yeah, but if you could guide that.
Oh, okay.
You're the master organizer over there.
I'll work with them tomorrow and give you an update privately.
Okay, that'd be good. And finally, we have the State of the City that's taking place on August 16th, 5:30 to 7 o'clock is the social hour. Okay, and from 7 o'clock to about 7:40, 7:45 will be a State of the City speech. And the reason we're starting at 5:30 is so that we can give our residents and our invited elected officials, our commissioners, an opportunity to mingle and to be able to meet each other and, in a group setting. I mean, our residents to get to meet other elected officials from other parts, of the county, other cities, federal, state level, different peoples that you guys can meet, other like the business people from the community. So that's your opportunity to meet everybody in a formal setting. Okay, so, and we have a lot of good things to discuss. We have a lot of successes. And one thing I could tell you is that we've invited elected officials from other cities. The elected officials are bringing their staff. So that tells me, what does it tell me? That they're coming to take notes to see what we're doing that they're probably missing. So I think that's a good position to be in, right? It's awesome. And so we passed on the messages to some of your guests that you mentioned. Okay? Good? Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. May. I forgot to mention on August 26th at 10 o'clock at the Betty Ainsworth parking lot, this so-called Convoy of Hope is organized by the churches and the city of Los Angeles, and I'm helping them. So they're going to have food distribution and a lot of resources, health screening and jumpers and other stuff. So August 26th is Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Betty Ainsworth parking lot. So they're going to have a lot of stuff over there, food giveaway, health screening, other resources, et cetera, et cetera. They're called the Convoy of Hope. They go from city to city. So actually, I think they're coming from Chicago to LA, then they go to other different cities to help communities. But it's been organized by the celebration, the church over there on 130th. That was the Pastor Phil Cook's church, and some other churches getting involved. So it's going to be on August 26th. The other thing, Mr. Mayor, can you adjourn this meeting in memory of the CAL FIRE workers that crashed their helicopter on Sunday afternoon? I think it was 3 people died on that crash from the CAL FIRE, from the firefighters department. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So yeah. I also want to quickly mention that I went to a national conference for the National Association of Latino Elected Officials, where a lot of great conversations and a lot of great seminars took place as well. So I invite my council colleagues that if they have a specific conference, I just want to remind you, we have the funding set aside for those conferences that you're the main delegate for. So make sure that you take advantage of that and go out there and bring back some helpful information that you could pass on to our city attorney and our city manager. So make sure that you guys jump on that. And I think we do have our city clerk and our city treasurer included in some type of conference funding as well. Okay, and I think the city treasurer is already drafting up one of our events for coming up soon, right? No? She's already planning it out. Oh, wow, she took, awesome. No, I think it'll be a good idea. So, all right. So we're looking to see you guys all on August 16th, which is a Wednesday. All our commissioners, make sure you come out. Our residents, okay? Make sure you tell your neighbors. It's outside. There is no fee. It's free. That's the most important part. I know some people wanted to have this fancy thing inside with dinner and all that stuff. And no, I don't think that's right because our residents get excluded. It's all, state of the city, for the business people, for the elected official? No, it's about the residents hearing what we're doing and just getting excited about things, right? So we're making it accessible to you so you can come free and come in your best, not a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, like a dress shirt or something. Yeah. Right here it's okay, we know you. All right, so as was requested, a moment of silence for the CAL FIRE workers that crashed this recent Sunday afternoon. May they rest in peace. Go ahead. Amen. May they rest in peace. This meeting is adjourned at 7:15.